Welcome, tennis fans, to a very special, extremely urgent live update and comprehensive deep dive analysis. If you are a dedicated follower of the WTA Tour, or simply a fan of spectacular, narrative-rich sporting clashes, you know exactly why you clicked on this video today. The global tennis community is currently buzzing, the online forums are lighting up, and the anticipation is absolutely palpable because we are on the precipice of a monumental first-round collision at the 2026 Bad Homburg Open in Germany. We are talking about the blazing hot 21-year-old sensation from the Philippines, Alexandra Eala, stepping onto the pristine grass courts to face a deeply familiar foe, the battle-tested Belgian veteran and current world number 24, Elise Mertens. This is not just a standard, run-of-the-mill opening round match. No, this is a cinematic story of redemption, of a rapidly ascending star trying to break down a seasoned gatekeeper, and of incredible, unstoppable momentum meeting immovable, elite defense. Right here, right now, we are going to unpack every single layer of this absolute blockbuster of a matchup. We will dissect the tactical nuances, the psychological warfare at play, the profound implications for the upcoming Wimbledon championships, and the sheer historical weight of Alex Eala's current career trajectory. Make sure you stay with me for this entire analysis, because the context surrounding this match is exactly what makes the sport of tennis the most beautifully complex and unpredictable game in the world. To truly understand the immense gravity of this upcoming encounter, we have to look at the explosive context of the past week. Alex Eala is arriving in Bad Homburg, carrying the kind of blazing momentum that you usually only see written into Hollywood scripts. She is fresh off an absolutely magical, paradigm-shifting run at the Berlin Open. We are talking about a young player who did not just show up to compete. She showed up to conquer and redefine her status on the tour. Eala sent massive shockwaves to the entire tennis establishment by taking down not one, but two top 10 titans in spectacular fashion. She systematically dismantled the world number 2, Elena Rybakina, with a breathtaking display of courage, tactical brilliance, and composure, winning that match 7-5, 6-4. If that epic victory was not enough to unequivocally prove her arrival on the grandest stage, she immediately followed it up by outclassing the world number 8, Alina Svitolina, in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4. Let those names really sink in for a moment. Rybakina, a former Wimbledon champion with one of the most feared serves in the women's game, and Svitolina, a relentless competitor and multiple-time Grand Slam semifinalist. These are established, undisputed queens of the court, and Alex Eala stared them down, absorbed their power, and simply played better, more fearless tennis. She pushed all the way to the semifinals in Berlin before finally bowing out to the heavily armed Czech player Linda Noskova. That phenomenal run did far more than just put the locker room on high alert. It skyrocketed Eala's live WTA ranking up 5 spots to number 30 in the world, and secured her a handsome payday of over 57,000 euros, which translates to roughly 4 million Philippine pesos. But vastly more important than the prize money or the ranking points, Berlin gifted Alex Eala an invincible aura of self-belief. She proved to herself and to the millions of passionate fans watching back home in the Philippines that she unequivocally belongs in the upper echelon of the sport. She noted after her win over Svitolina that being exposed to this elite level pushes her to her absolute limits and forces her to show what she truly has inside. But now, the scenery abruptly changes, the tournament changes, and the opponent changes into a very specific type of nightmare. Enter Elise Mertens. For Alex Eala, Mertens represents the ultimate tactical puzzle that she has yet to solve on the professional tour. The 30-year-old Belgian star, a former world number 12 in singles and a dominant force in doubles, has been a proverbial thorn in Eala's side, the persistent tormentor who has consistently stood in her way and halted her progress. They have met twice before on the professional circuit, and Mertens holds a flawless, imposing 2-0 head-to-head record. Just 2 short months ago, in April this very year, Mertens handed Eala a harsh, unyielding tennis lesson on the red clay courts of Madrid Open, dominating her in a round of 64 with a scoreline of 6-2, 6-1. In that encounter, Eala dropped 7 consecutive games, struggling immensely to penetrate the Belgians' world-class baseline defense, and finding herself frustrated by Mertens' impeccable depth and consistency. Before that, in October 2023 at the Jasmine Open, Mertens also prevailed in straight sets, winning 7-5, 6-0. So, the narrative foundation is set in stone. The unstoppable, fiery force of Eala's recent giant-slaying form is on a direct collision course with the immovable object of Mertens' historical dominance over her. Will the third time be the charm for the Filipina sensation? Will she finally crack the Mertens code? Or will the seasoned, meticulous veteran once again extinguish the fire of youth? This match is fundamentally about adapting. It is about overcoming deep-seated mental hurdles. And it is about proving that the Alex Eala who faltered in Madrid is absolutely not the same Alex Eala who just conquered the grass of Berlin. This intro is just scratching the surface. So let us transition into the deep dive analysis of exactly how this match will be won or lost, the strategic adjustments Eala must make, and the incredibly high stakes on the line. As we plunge into the deeper tactical waters of this matchup, the most crucial variable we must examine is the battleground itself. The surface. The Bad Homburg Open is contested on grass courts. This is a monumental shift from their previous encounter on the slow, high-bouncing clay of Madrid. Grass is the most unique, volatile, and demanding surface in tennis. The ball stays incredibly low. It skids rapidly off the turf, and it relentlessly rewards aggressive, first-strike tennis while punishing defensive passivity. Despite Mertens holding the 2-0 head-to-head advantage, it is vital to note that this will be their very first clash on grass. And based on what we have witnessed over the last week, grass might just be the grand equalizer, or perhaps even the catalyst, for an Alex Eala victory. Historically, players who grew up grinding on clay courts take years to find their footing on grass, but Eala has demonstrated an almost frighteningly natural aptitude for the lawns. Her performance in Berlin showcased a player who moves with profound comfort and agility on a surface that causes many of her peers to slip and stumble. Eala, being a left-handed player, possesses inherent geometric advantages on grass. Her lefty serve, particularly the wicked slice out wide on the ad court, is a lethal weapon that slides away from right-handed opponents, opening up the entire court for a devastating first-strike forehand. Over the past year, we have seen a significant, undeniable evolution in Eala's game. She has transitioned from a solid counterpuncher into a proactive aggressor. Her forehand swings are heavier, her intention is distinctly more aggressive, and she has brilliantly incorporated a vast variety of shots into her arsenal. She utilizes heavy topspin to push opponents back, but crucially for grass, she has mastered the biting backhand slice that stays ankle-high, forcing her opponents to hit up on the ball, thereby generating attackable mid-court replies. On the other side of the net, we have Elise Mertens, a tactical savant who thrives on exploiting the weaknesses of younger players. Mertens is not going to overpower you with sheer pace like a Rybakina or an Aryna Sabalenka. Instead, she suffocates you with relentless consistency, exceptional court positioning, and a remarkably flat, penetrating backhand that acts as a laser beam down the line. Mertens is universally respected for her elite baseline defense. She absorbs pace better than almost anyone on tour, using her opponent's power against him by effortlessly redirecting the ball into the open spaces of the court. Because Mertens is also a multiple-time Grand Slam champion in doubles, her transitional game and net skills are exquisite. If she senses Eala floating a slice or hitting short, Mertens will not hesitate to carve an approach shot and finish the point efficiently at the net. In their Madrid encounter, Mertens neutralized Eala by keeping the ball deep and heavy, preventing the Filipina from stepping inside the baseline to dictate play. Mertens forced Eala into long, grueling rallies where experience and stamina ultimately prevailed. However, grass drastically alters this dynamic. On grass, you simply cannot camp 3 feet behind the baseline and expect to grind out victories. The ball is simply moving too fast. Eala has to aggressively step up, take the ball astonishingly early on the rise, and rob Mertens of the precious time she needs to set up her intricate defensive webs. Eala's ability to employ sudden pace changes, mixing a looping topspin ball with a flat, driving shot, will be absolutely paramount in keeping Mertens off balance. If Eala allows Mertens to find her rhythm and orchestrate the points from the center of the court, it will be a swift exit. But if Eala brings the same fearless, uninhibited aggression that dismantled Rybakina, Mertens will find herself rushed completely out of her comfort zone and scrambling to defend on a surface that actively hinders defensive retrieval. Another incredibly fascinating and potentially game-changing element of Alex Eala's campaign in Bad Homburg is her participation in the doubles tournament. And she is not just playing with anyone. She is teaming up with absolute tennis royalty, the legendary Venus Williams. This partnership is almost impossible to overstate in terms of its potential impact on Eala's development. Venus Williams is a 5-time Wimbledon singles champion and one of the greatest grass court players in the history of the sport. For a 21-year-old rising star like Eala to share the same side of the net, to share practice courts, strategic discussions, and locker room space with an icon of that magnitude is a masterclass money cannot buy. The mere osmosis of being around Venus, observing her pre-match routines, her unparalleled competitive mentality, and her profound understanding of grass court positioning, could imbue Eala with a layer of veteran savvy that she previously lacked. When they opened their campaign against the veteran pairing of Shuko Aoyama and Liang Enshuo, Eala will be soaking in a wealth of knowledge. This partnership could serve to keep Eala incredibly loose, relaxed, and inspired, perfectly complementing her singles ambitions. Venus Williams knows exactly what it takes to triumph on grass, how to serve your way out of trouble, and how to maintain supreme confidence when the pressure reaches its boiling point. If even a fraction of that champion's aura rubs off on Eala, Elise Mertens will be facing a vastly more dangerous and fortified opponent than she did in Madrid. Furthermore, we must meticulously examine the intense psychological and physical factors at play in this specific moment in time. Eala is arriving from Berlin after an exhausting, emotionally highly charged week. She played exceptionally intense, high-stakes matches against the world's absolute best, enduring a grueling schedule that eventually culminated in a semi-final loss just a day before the Bad Homburg Open commences. Physical fatigue and emotional hangovers are very real threats in professional tennis. The critical question is, can a 21-year-old Filipina recover, reboot her central nervous system, and summon that same scorching intensity for a tricky Monday first-round clash? Mertens, possessing the immense wisdom of a 30-year-old veteran, will absolutely look to test Eala's legs early. She will utilize drop shots, sharply angled cross-court strikes, and relentlessly try to make the match as physical as possible to see if Eala's gas tank is running close to empty. Conversely, Eala's youth provides her with remarkable powers of recovery. The sheer adrenaline of her recent successes, combined with the incredibly high stakes of this tournament, might just override any lingering bodily fatigue. And let us talk explicitly about those high stakes, because they extend far beyond the borders of Bad Homburg. We are sitting squarely on the doorstep of Wimbledon, the most prestigious tournament in tennis. By catapulting herself to number 30 in the live WTA rankings, Alex Eala has placed herself in prime position to secure a coveted seated spot at the All-England Club. Earning a seat at a Grand Slam is a monumental milestone. It means you are mathematically guaranteed to avoid facing any of the top 32 ranked players in the world during the treacherous first 2 rounds of the major. It paves a vastly smoother road to the second week of the tournament, where history is made and legacies are forged. A strong showing here in Germany against a high-caliber opponent like Mertens would cement that seeding, lock in her ranking points, and send a terrifying message to the rest of the tour that Alex Eala is a genuine dark horse contender for a deep Wimbledon run. But to achieve that dream, she first has to slay the dragon that has continually haunted her. She has to step onto that grass court, look Elise Mertens in the eye, and prove that the hierarchy of women's tennis is undergoing a seismic shift. As we draw this extensive analysis to a close, it is incredibly important to zoom out and look at the larger cultural and historical picture being painted right in front of our eyes. Alexandra Eala is not merely playing for ranking points, prize money, or even personal glory. She is single-handedly carrying the immense hopes, dreams, and profound pride of an entire nation on her shoulders. The Philippines is a country with a deeply passionate sporting culture, traditionally dominated by basketball and boxing. But over the last few years, this young, left-handed prodigy from Quezon City has forced an entire archipelago to fall deeply in love with the sport of tennis. Every time Eala steps onto the court, she is breaking barriers and setting entirely new, unprecedented benchmarks for Southeast Asian tennis. Her magical run in Berlin was celebrated like a national holiday, and her journey is actively inspiring a whole new generation of young athletes in the Philippines who now genuinely believe that reaching the pinnacle of a global sport is a tangible, achievable reality. When Eala walks out to face Elise Mertens, the keys to victory are starkly clear, yet intensely difficult to execute. Eala must serve with a high first serve percentage, utilizing her natural lefty slice to pull Mertens off the court and ruthlessly punish the open space on the second shot. She must dictate the baseline rallies, taking the ball early on the rise to suffocate Mertens' defensive reaction time. Crucially, Eala must maintain emotional equilibrium. If she gets broken early or drops a tight set, she cannot allow the ghost of Madrid to creep into her mind. She must remember the player who out-hit Rybakina and outsmarted Svitolina. For Mertens, the strategy relies on veteran cunning. She needs to drag Eala into prolonged, exhausting rallies, test her backhand wing with heavy, flat depth, and seamlessly transition to the net to endpoints quickly and apply suffocating scoreboard pressure. Mertens will rely on her vast reservoir of experience to navigate the crucial, high-tension moments, the break points, the deuces, the inevitable momentum swings that characterize grass court tennis. This match is a classic textbook clash of generations, styles, and distinct career trajectories. It is the fearless, aggressive, heavy-hitting youth looking to violently tear down the meticulously constructed walls of a brilliant, defensive, and deeply experienced tactician. Will the grass courts of Bad Homburg be the site of Eala's ultimate breakthrough against her personal kryptonite? Or will Elise Mertens once again prove that experience and tactical discipline can tame even the hottest streaks on the WTA Tour? We are guaranteed high drama, spectacular shot-making, and an emotionally charged atmosphere. This is the exact type of match that can permanently alter the trajectory of a player's season, and frankly, their entire career. I want to hear from all of you watching this right now. Head down into the comments section and give me your most detailed predictions. Do you believe Alex Eala's sensational form from Berlin will seamlessly translate to a victory over Mertens on grass? Do you think the wisdom and mentorship of Venus Williams will be the secret weapon Eala needs? Or do you believe the sheer experience and defensive mastery of Elise Mertens will be too much for the young Filipina to overcome for a third consecutive time? Let the debate rage on in the comments. I will be reading and responding to as many as I can. If you appreciate this level of exhaustive deep dive tennis analysis, if you love getting into the absolute granular details of the sport's biggest narratives, please do me a massive favor and smash that like button right now. It tremendously helps the channel reach more passionate tennis fans, just like you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and vigorously ring the notification bell, so you absolutely never miss a live update, a post-match breakdown, or a tournament preview. The grass court season is moving at a blistering pace. Wimbledon is right around the corner, and I promise you, we will be covering every single crucial volley, every shocking upset, and every historical milestone as it happens. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to join me for this comprehensive preview. Enjoy the phenomenal tennis to come. Keep your eyes glued to the courts of Bad Homburg, and I will see you all in the very next video for the post-match fallout. Take care.